Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only.
Like the Secret Service or something.
Hey guys, Jacob here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my official armor survivability regen build that I've been using for quite some time now. I've been using this for casual farming like challenging heroic missions, also using it in the DZ and conflict. First, if you guys are new, welcome to the channel. I upload daily Division 2 content on stuff like build videos, vendor resets, name gear weapon reviews, and much, much more. To get right into the build, I'm going to be starting at the specialization as usual, and the specialization I'm using is going to be the firewall. A few reasons. For one is going to be the striker shield, which the striker shield is a modified version of the Crusader shield, allowing the KA Jetstream flamethrower signature weapon to be used while equipped. In addition, the striker shield boosts the damage of user and all allies behind the team or behind them based on the number of enemies in front of the shield. Skill-based tier increases with both defensive and core skill attributes, which is going to be skill, which is going to be utility, and defensive, so keep that in mind. Now, a few things you will get with the shield is a mod that increases the health of the shield, which is the shock hard and framed, and the microclimator cylinder, whatever you pronounce that, coverings, which is the mod increases the regeneration for the rate of the shield while equipped. So you're going to be getting the shield regeneration for the rate of the shield skill, and you're also going to be getting the increased health of the shield skill as well, just from having both of these unlocked. Now, this allows your team to get a boost also if they're behind you, and also gives you a boost as well in damage. Now, another thing that's nice with this is going to be the Firewall Tactical Link, which is allies deal 10% damage to enemies that are within 10 meters of you. So, within the shield, with this, it'll give your team a little bit of a damage boost. Next is going to be the fire response on armor break, applies burn to enemies within 5 meters, which is really nice if your armor kit breaks next to an enemy. Then there's going to be the bull rush, which is a big thing you guys are going to have on this. It's going to be 30% bonus armor during cover to cover. After that is going to be the pulse resistance, which isn't really necessary, but it's nice to have. Next is going to be the extracellular matrix mesh, which is the armor kits, recovers 200% armor and 200% health over 10 seconds, which is really nice. So if you have this on top of your armor regen, you're going to be getting a lot of health and armor back. Next is going to be the frontline recovery, which is 30% health on kill. And overall, these are going to be the main core things you guys are going to have on your specialization unlocked. Now for the build, to get right into it, like I said, I'm using the firewall specialization, and the grenades are going to be the cluster grenades because you can only use one type unless you're going to go for a concussion, which I still think the clusters obviously are way better because they just explode everywhere. And the primary I'm going to be starting with is going to be the CTAR. This has preservation. You guys can use any AR you want to your liking, but currently at the moment I am using the CTAR because I'm having a lot of fun with it. The total damage is 61.2k, 900 RPM, 50 rounds in the magazine, max assault rifle, max health damage, and max damage charge out of cover, and it has the talent preservation. Killing an enemy repairs 10% armor over 5 seconds. Headshot kills improve their repair by an additional 10%. The attachments on this weapon are the rugged mini reflex for crit chance, which is 5%, the laser pointer for 5% critical hit chance, and the Omega 556 rifle suppressor, which gives you 20% stability, and the plus 20 sturdy extended 556 magazine. Now, the reason I'm using preservation, if you're killing an enemy, this will obviously proc your armor, and if you have armor regen, these work really well together. That way you get armor back even quicker. Now, for the secondary, there's a few options you guys can use. You can run the Pestilence if you want to debuff enemies, or use the Lady Death if you're going to be running in front of enemies' faces and just ripping through them like crazy. The total damage on this is 60.4k, with max damage to armor, and you have the talent Breathe Free. When moving, gain 4 stacks per second, or 8 stacks if sprinting, up to 32 stacks total. Each round fire consumes a stack, amplifying damage by 75%. Kills grant 20% movement speed for 10 seconds. Now, the attachments on this weapon are locked. You cannot change them. Keep this in mind. It has the Gaze of Death, 10% critical hit chance red dot, the 5% critical hit damage Death Maw muzzle, and the Kiss of Death, 500% melee damage grip, and the plus 10% reload speed, 32 round magazine. Now, if you have reload speed already on pretty much your Shade Watch, with this, you can reload this gun very, very fast. Now, if you don't want to use the Lady Death, you don't have to. You can always use something to more your preference if you want to use something a little different. Now, for the sidearm, doesn't really matter. You guys can essentially use whatever you want. I'm just using this 1911. I've been using pretty much forever now. I also use this Officer's M9A1, but it really doesn't really matter. It depends on your preference. Now, for the pieces, I am using 3-piece Gila. I'm also using 2-piece Golan and the Ninja Bike knee pads, which a lot of people don't really use, but I'll get to that in a second. The first piece is going to be the Gila Guard, which has 5% total armor, 10% health, 1% armor gen for the 3-piece bonuses. You have 124,000 armor with triple reds, which is crit chance, crit damage, and crit chance again. So you have crit chance, which is 4%, and the 2 crit damage rolls, which is 10.2 and 11.6 on the mod. For the backpack, this is going to be 114,000 armor, 5.8 crit chance, 12% critical damage, and 17,000 armor on kill with the talent Adrenaline Rush. This talent is pretty much a must. You guys are going to have this. You can change it, something like Versatile if you really want to, but this is the key component of the build, at least one of them that you guys are going to have. Adrenaline Rush is one of the newer talents they've added to the game recently. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Cooldown is 5 seconds. Now, there's also Perfect Adrenaline Rush if you guys want to use that, but you'll have to flip the build around a little bit, but that's on a different backpack, which is on a Walker Harris piece. So keep this in mind. You guys are probably just going to want to use it on this style backpack, or if you want to flip one of the pieces, you can. Now, for the holster, this is a triple stat, armor regen, crit chance, and 170,000 armor roll. For the gloves, these are the Golden gloves with 10% status effect and 1% armor regeneration with crit chance and armor regen, 161,000 armor. And this is the vest, which this vest isn't the best. I've been trying to look for one for quite some time now and still haven't found a better one. This has 101,000 armor, 9.3 critical damage, 17,000 health, and 10.3 skill haste with Intimidate. While you have bonus armor, amplifies total weapon damage by 35%, enemies within 10 meters. So if you're in front of someone's face with the Crusader shield with this, you will get armor. Also, when you're right in front of the face, you'll be able to have the shield and just absolutely tear through them like crazy. Now, the Adrenaline Rush in the backpack, or the backpack Adrenaline Rush and the chest piece Intimidate work really well together if you're right in front of someone's face. That way you can constantly proc armor over and over and over again. You're going to be getting an armor regen from both of these brand set pieces. Now for the Ninja Bike knee pads. Now, some people in the comments will probably say you can use Murakami to get more stuff like that, but hey, I wanted to switch it up a little bit and use these for once and actually test them out and have a decent amount of fun with this build and see if I could possibly use them. Now, the talent on this is Parkour. Performing a cover-to-cover or vaulting reloads your drawn weapon and grants 25% bonus armor for 5 seconds. And it's a 25% bonus armor, which will proc the Intimidate. So if you're within a few meters of something, or you're just running, you can proc this real quick if you cover or just hop over something, and it will also reload your weapon. So you'll be able to get your drawn weapon reloaded, and it gives you bonus armor, which is really nice if you're going to be running and gunning and procking Intimidate 24/7. And also you'll be able to get Adrenaline Rush procced, so if you proc this on top of this, you'll be able to get even more bonus armor and keep it going. And if you're using the cover-to-cover on the specialization for Firewall, you're going to be getting a lot of cover-to-cover armor on kill, armor regen. So if you have that constantly going back and forth, and I will show you guys again real quick just to show you so you're sure, which is 30%. So on top of that, you're going to be getting 55% bonus armor, which is a lot of bonus armor you guys will be getting that way. So if you're in combat and you're going back and forth, then essentially you'll be getting constantly proc 24/7. Now you will have to go to cover, so it might be a little bit difficult to do. For PvE, it's probably gonna be a little easier, but for PvP, vaulting would probably be way better, just to vault over something real quick and get that bonus armor. And if someone's in front of you, you can vault over something real quick, proc that, and also proc a Adrenaline Rush and be right in their face and essentially just rip through them. Now for the skills on this build, you guys can use a few things. I'm currently using the Reviver Hive for solo play, and I'm also using the Striker Shield, and this is a tier 5, not a tier 6, because it has reds on the Ninja Bike knee pads, and you get the active regen for 50%, the 200% shield health, and the 25% holster regeneration, and the 1.8 buff strength. And I will show you guys the mods I have on this real quick, if you guys are curious. This is the Shock Hardened Frame for 8% health. That's for the unlock on the shield itself you guys can get from the specialization. This is the 4.9, the Dielectric Lastimators for the holster regen, which is almost max. And there's also the 8% active regen. And you guys can obviously make this a full blue build if you want to get rid of the Ninja Bike knee pads. But I like having just a tiny bit of damage. And this is more a defensive build, so you guys are going to probably be using Intimidate a lot and just trying to face tank as much as possible. That way you can just shred absolutely through the enemies. Now, another skill you guys can use if you really want to is going to be the EMP Jammer. You guys can use this against other skills that you're going up against and just pulse them and get rid of them. That way you don't have to deal with them, like for stuff like Black Tusk Dogs or people using shield builds. Or you can use something else you're liking. If you want heals, you can use the Reinforcer, or if you just want a repair drone to sit here and try to constantly repair yourself, you can do that also if you really, really want to. Now, I'll hop right into the skill sheet so you guys can see some of the stats. This is going to be PvP weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage for the CTAR. 25,715, 46.7 crit chance, and 98.7 critical damage. Here's the health damage, 21%, stability is 27. Here for the all weapon damage bonus, 18%. And 30% assault rifle damage bonus, and here are the gear talents on the brand sets. Here is the armor. Armor on kills 70,000. Armor regen is 38,000. Health on kills 104,000. Health regen is 1,734. And here's the hazard from the hazard protection on the Keener watch. Here's some of these skills, so you guys can take a look at these real quick and see how much it gives you back. And here's for the ballistic shield for the striker shield. And I will show you guys the stats for the Lady Death real quick so you can see that. It's at 60 crit chance and 103 critical hit damage. Now, I will show you guys a little bit of gameplay at the beginning of this video. That way you guys can see a little bit of ideas on it. It won't be a whole lot. I recorded a little bit with it. I think I forgot to actually go to cover and some of those. But here's, you guys will be able to see a little bit of gameplay of me just testing it out in the armor regen just to see how it is. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys all